You are now listening to Broken Line Podcast, presented by Fish Addictions TV. Ice Strong Titanium Spring Bobber, Eskimo Ice Fishing Gear, 13 Fishing, Striker Ice, Coles Resort of Bemidji, Minnesota, Aaron Eichhorst Photography.
Hey, man. What's up?
On?
Wow, it has been forever since we've been in the studio.
Not only that, but forever I feel like that we've done a single podcast.
Yeah.
Because we did, it was Spatula, there was Scott,
Nancy.
Yeah, we
had the
haven't
Fish Addictions crew in here. It's been a while since it's just been me and you. We have a goblin in the corner over there, don't we?
Stefan Diggs is back.
Is he?
Minus the Diggs.
Right.
Steven is back for, he hasn't been in here in a while either, but he just gets to sit in the corner and chill and listen.
Like that REM song?
Yeah.
That's me in the corner.
That's me in the corner.
Are you losing your religion over there, bud? If you are, turn away. I don't want to watch.
But yeah, we're back for another podcast, and we're together on a single one. So that's awesome. I just, right away when you walked in here, you came in with a few things. One, that giant
Look
jug of water.
Let's see what it says.
I didn't even
on
know
here,
they made that big of water.
It is 1 quart, dude.
1 quart.
50.7 fluid ounces.
It says on the side, all day refreshment. Yeah, they're not lying. You could be drinking that all day.
Well, as I explained, I've been sick for 2 days. I had a piece of pizza today at work, and that didn't when it hit the gut, it didn't sit right.
What was the pizza?
I feel fine. It's just, after being sick, everything's kind of all shriveled up.
What was the pizza?
Giovanni's.
Oh.
Some supplier, he felt bad.
Was
he
it
made a mistake.
frozen Giovanni's? Or
No,
delivered?
man, this was delivered.
Okay.
It was hot. And it was good. It just,
was it
after
delivered
being
to your
sick.
house or to work?
Work. I went to work today.
Okay.
I left Monday at like 1:30. Didn't go Tuesday or Wednesday. I was down, man.
Just out for the count?
Yeah, man. And after being sick for that many days, everything's kind of like shriveled up and dried out inside.
It needs some Giovanni's to spark the grease back up.
I pounded, I don't know, probably like a half a case of water at work. Like they were like, "Hey, man, save some for us." I'm like, "Pfft."
Are you going to have to pee?
No, that's the part.
You're sucking it in that fast, huh? Your body's absorbing it.
Yeah, and I'm actually, as I drink this water, it's like, or as I'm consuming water, it's like drinking gallons of like Monster or Red Bull.
You're getting energy?
Yeah, that's how dehydrated I was.
They make water that has caffeine in it.
Yeah, Joe. There's one of them called Joe.
And it's crazy that you can be drinking a clear bottled water and you get kind of pumped up a little bit.
Well, that's how you know you've been sick as hell, dude.
Yeah, when you're absorbing it like that.
Right.
But I just got back from Manitoba, and I was coming back, and I was going from inside of a warm hut to an outside, and it was -30. So it's still cold around places for sure. -30 up in Manitoba.
What were you guys, like 500 yards from the Arctic Circle?
600. We were just right on the other side of Flin Flon, and we were on the opposite side. It's a 14-hour drive from here to get there.
I didn't realize that there was still drivable land that far north.
It goes so much farther north, too.
Yeah, I know.
Like when you look at the map, because we're right by Flin Flon, you look and I'm like, you can go 20-some hours north. And
right. I can't remember. A good friend of mine, his dad used to drive truck, and he drove all the way up. Like it's the only road that goes far north, and there's a town up there.
I hope there's at least one town up there.
Oh man, I'm gonna go to Google Maps, but it starts with a letter D, and I cannot remember the name of it right offhand.
While you're thinking, we just got back from the Flin Flon area. We stayed at an awesome resort up there, and it took us 14 hours. We went through like 2 towns after Winnipeg. And which is crazy, 2 towns, but they had gas and we needed gas, so those are the 2 towns we stopped at. We were running from, we actually had extra gas in the truck, but we were running from 20 miles or less to an empty tank by the time we rolled into a gas station, so we planned out our trip pretty well. But it's the end of slowly end of ice fishing season. And this was our very last Fish Addictions ice fishing trip up in beautiful Manitoba. And we were going after big Lakers and big Northern. And we hooked into some awesome fish while we were up there. You can't find it?
I can't find it. Canada's too big. I love that place, but it's too big. I don't want to waste a bunch of time.
But yeah, that's... I saw one of your notes, or one of the notes you had for today was kind of the wrap-up of a ice season.
Yeah,
and I just figured we just finished our last ice fishing trip for Fish Addictions this year. But there's so much good ice north, and that's one of the things we say is that because I think Winnipeg walleye season ends in the next week, or it is ending, like right now.
Yeah.
But you can still fish north. The northern part of Manitoba still has, a good open season.
Because there's like 6 people that live there.
Yes. Yeah, 7. They were all at that resort. But yeah, you have it's open continuous through April, and a lot of it's shut down at April.
And there's probably some truth to that. There isn't the volume of people.
Yeah,
so there's no reason
north
really
of Manitoba or Winnipeg.
Yeah. But yeah, you were just saying, there's good ice. There's good ice here still.
There's good ice here still too.
And
they're thinking like they're gonna have ice till like June, middle of June.
Well, that's the joke. I mean, it snowed today.
It's so much.
Yesterday, the cities got 9 inches of snow.
Yeah, I'm hoping summer's like coming, and winter can.
Well, it's a guarantee. But as far as the ice goes, dude,
we started out this year with such thickness of ice.
There's still 30 inches of ice out here on Big Turtle.
Yeah, it's going to take a long time to. I'm hoping we're open by Fishing Open.
There's guys that are like, there's going to be some ice left on some lakes on opener. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be. Yeah.
I don't know. Lake of the Woods, they're still using double extensions.
Yeah, that's unreal.
2 extensions.
Up
there's
there,
60 inches ice.
They're talking, we usually are out by beginning of June, but they said that the longest they've had it was May. Like end of May, they still had ice, and I'm like, jeez. No, wait. May, June. No, end of June. Sorry, May's before June. End of June. Usually we're out by end of May, and they're like, yeah, we've gone into almost July.
We're usually out by the end of this month.
Yeah. Yep. And I hope that happens this year.
It's pretty common. We've had some unusual springs where I can remember sitting at BSU, Bridgeport Hall, looking out the window, and it is the end of March and Lake Bemidji was open. I can't remember what year it was. I think it was 2011, something like that. Like, what? But
it's going to suck if we still have... I mean, we do have a lot of ice. It froze quick. It froze hard. It froze fast. We had a lot of cold days. But I want, 50, 60 plus days.
Dude, it's going to take, 90. There's a lot of ice. And that's what's crazy. I was just talking to a guy at work about ice on Lake of the Woods, and it's 60 inches of ice.
Yeah,
I said, what was crazy is that stuff disappears fast up there. Because it's so big.
It's weird to say that they're using double extensions in Lake of the Woods, but same exact time they're using double extensions there, another 12 hours north, 11 hours north of that, we were not using double extensions. We were drilling through with one.
Yeah, but those lakes are kind of protected.
I mean,
and not as big.
They got rocks, and they got a lot of boulders, and cliff type deals, and a lot of trees, but it's... The lake we were on was pretty damn big.
Yeah,
I don't
not
Lake
of the Woods big.
Oh, no, not that big.
When that gets a lot of wind and gets a little extra cold there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When the wind can come down and go for miles and miles and miles. Yeah.
But by no means is ice fishing over here.
No.
Matter of fact,
I just want it to be.
I'm going this weekend. I'm going to Side Lake, and I'm going to be fishing. Whether my mom's I'm going to have to sleep at my buddy's house. Because she thinks once April hits, there's a 1/4 inch ice on every lake.
Does she freak out?
Oh, yeah.
My mom does the same thing.
And it didn't help either when I, sent her pictures of the back end of my Jeep that went through out here.
Yeah, I saw the... Did the back end go up, or you just get caught in slush?
No, there was no slush. So I'm driving on an old plowed road, and... when it plows and you got the short side of the bank, the other side would be the tall side, right? No problem. I go out.
So me
and Kraft are fishing. We're having a good time laughing. Followed my same tracks, but now on the way back, I'm coming up that high side first. Yeah. So I gave her a little extra Jedi. And the front end come over, and it bounced and like broke through and bounced out, and then the back end came in and slid right in.
Right on the road.
Right on the edge of the road. And Andrew swung around, popped her right out. My Jeep weighs probably 600 pounds more than a side-by-side.
So does he have to drive over the same spot you did?
No, he went further north and found a little bit shallower spot. And pop it out, and I'm like, this is weird because it's not slush. I walk down in the ruts, and it's straight water up over my knees. But there's solid ice underneath.
So it's like a slush pocket.
It's like a pocket. Like there was a crack had formed or a pressure ridge or something.
If you're still standing on ice, I mean,
right.
That's what you would think. But it
was
might be open pocket somewhere underneath.
I thought it'd be all slush, but nope.
Well, I saw the photos and I was like, glad I wasn't hanging out with you that day because I thought you had to shovel. Nope. But if he just pulled you out, that's better.
And like his tires didn't even break loose. I think if I'd have had better tires, which I do have, I'm just waiting for Jordan to hook me up. He's going to put them on. If I'd have had those tires on, I could have drove myself out, I think. It was close. I mean,
if you were down to your knees, so it had to have been 3 feet drop down?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But the front end was up. It was fine.
You were able to stand out there. Problem.
Yeah, all that and caught a 4-inch bluegill. Some days you're the hero, some days you're the zero.
Fishing adventures.
That's what it's all about.
But yeah, so what was your note on the end of the season? Now, it's the end of our season, but it's definitely not the end of the ice fishing season.
Well, that's what I wanted to say was,
the diehards are going to still go out there and fish as long as they can. There are open water spots, Pool 3, 4, Lake of the Woods, Rainy River, I
haven't heard too much. I don't think the ice is good down in Minneapolis. I don't even know if guys are fishing around the Brainerd area, maybe. I would think so.
Someone messaged us the other day, and they're like, I think it was on Snapchat for when we were up in Manitoba. They're like, "You're still fishing on good ice?" ? Like, where are you from? I said, I not only said yes, we're in Manitoba and there's good ice, but I said northern Minnesota also has good ice. Yeah. So I don't go down to the cities very much, so I don't know if there's people fishing out there. If there isn't, I'm sure someone will tell us. But I just don't need to be on the ice anymore. I'm excited to get the boat in the water. I'm excited to jump in the boat with you and cruise around, or just put our own boats in. And
for sure.
I feel more safe when it starts to get to be that time of year. It gets sketchy. Yeah.
And we're not even close to that yet, man.
Oh yeah, I know.
Any sort of slush, which now it's frozen. I could pretty much drive wherever I want to out on this lake.
I haven't seen so many vehicles out there.
No, and that's the thing. I've been people that I run into like, man, you must be bored. Ice fishing's over. I'm like, it's not over. What do you mean? There's no houses out on that's walleye guys. Done, I mean, there's perch, bluegills, crappies. There's
fish all the way until that last piece of ice. I mean,
yeah, you pretty much can those.
Yeah, I don't know about the cities, but for sure we wouldn't be talking about ice fishing being done for another month at least.
Oh yeah,
but
I would advise snowmobile, 4-wheeler, walk. If you want to, you can drive, but if we start getting warmer now, then I would hesitate. And it's not because of going through the ice; it's getting caught in slush.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
That stuff sucks.
Once it hits that April time, I would advise no trucks at all. Yeah. Just do 4-wheelers and snowmobiles, and you're going to be fine. Now, central Minnesota and southern, I have no idea. Don't listen to us. But if you're northern, there's good ice for quite some time, and we'll update you. The
Bemidji on up and over, yeah.
All the pages online, the Ice Fishing Minnesota, call your local bait shop, obviously, and they'll let you know if it's
for sure
safe to go out. But don't drive a truck.
You just mentioned bait shop.
Bait shop, yeah.
We got 2 new ones.
We got 2 new. Well, Yeah, we got one just opened up.
Yeah, one just opened up on Monday officially.
Northwoods?
Northwoods, yeah. And we're going to do a podcast from there.
Yep, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Brand new bait shop by the north access of Bemidji. It's what, Northwoods Access?
Yep.
And they're right across the street from it.
Right across the street.
And they're about the same size of Destination Sports.
Yeah, kind of. They're a little bit smaller, but man, they got a lot of stuff.
I just saw some photos.
Destination is got their own thing going on because they got a bow section.
Yep.
They also have a lot of clothing, you know, coolers, that kind of stuff.
Ice houses.
Northwoods very much reminds me of the famous Tabors. It is straight up fishing.
Straight up fishing stuff.
That's it. Straight fishing.
You can get your bait, you can get some tackle. You can swing. They actually have a boat swinging area, right?
Yep.
A little half moon.
Yep. And
and Destination Sports is going to be, when the liquor store moves, they're going to have open parking to have boats then swing as well.
Right.
But yeah,
and Destination is cool because they got a lot more musky gear. Northwoods has a little bit of musky gear, so that's good.
There's give and take in both places.
Yeah, if you want musky gear, I'd head to Destination. They've got an entire wall dedicated.
A lot I saw.
If you're a musky fisherman, that might not be enough for you, but when you're an average, disco fisherman like myself, it's like
the wall's pretty thick. From what I've seen.
I hope that wall is reinforced because there's a lot of rubber hanging up there.
A lot of big ones.
Yeah.
So I haven't been in the new one yet just because they just opened a couple days ago, but we're possibly doing a podcast there, you said?
Yeah. I've been sneaking in before they opened up. And
I saw them standing outside, and I drove by once or twice, and the lights were on. I was going to pop in.
I was kind of helping them, stock the walls and, shoot some ideas around. Because they got a brag board, and guess who's got 2 pictures on that already? This guy.
Boom.
Yeah.
Because it's Aaron Guthrie and one other guy?
Aaron Schmidt. So when we do the podcast, it's going to be the Aaron trifecta, triple sandwich Aaron.
Yeah. There we go.
I'm going to just say Aaron, and 3 people are going to be like, what?
And Aaron Guthrie was the last state record holder for eel pout.
And that mount is there.
And it's there.
And it's there. Wait till you see this thing, Aaron.
Awesome.
It's going to blow your mind. I was going to say something else, but I can't.
But I can't.
We'll talk about it later. But it's huge, man. You want the dimensions on it?
I've never seen it. I've just seen the photo of the real fish.
36 by, you ready for this? Like 28.
Jeez, thick baby. It's crazy.
It's a beast. It's awesome.
And it's crazy because episode 1 or 2, maybe even 1 of The Broken Line, we talked about Tabor's Bait going out of business.
Right.
And closing up and locking up. And now here we are 30, 31, 32 episodes later. Mm-hmm. And now we're talking about 2 brand new ones that just opened. And they're also remodeling Gannard Outdoors.
Yeah, I went by there and I saw the sign is up.
Yeah. So they're going to be opening up, I would say, hopefully before fishing opener, I would think.
Yeah.
From the movement that they're...
I'm all for local.
The local stuff. Yeah, I get it. But after...
But the Gander will have that typical, hey, I need a tent. You're not going to find a tent at Destination or Northwoods.
Yeah.
I need a sleeping bag. I need a Columbia shirt. Yeah.
Well, then people are going to say, go to that climbing place down the road from you. What's that place called? Just
Bob's
opened up.
Base Camp?
Base Camp, yeah.
I forgot about that. Oops, sorry about that, Bob.
Yeah, local. Keep it local. It's still going to be options to have more fishing stuff, hunting stuff, the outdoor type stuff.
Yeah,
but it's crazy to think how we had none at the beginning of the season, and now we got 2, and we're working on the 3rd one opening up. Right. And I actually told people about, and I don't want to say it, but I think the Hang Loose boys, I was telling them, I was like, if you got any money, I have the perfect investment.
The burger joint?
The tackle box.
Oh, I thought you were going to...
The burger joint, yeah, I remember that.
The $35,000 burger joint.
The burger joint.
That was a great idea as we're sitting in a blazing hot sun trying to catch crappies and going crazy.
What if we each had $15,000 to bring the awesome burger joint to Bemidji?
Almost like a White Castle. What was the name of that place anyway?
It was a fancy White Castle, if that.
Whoa, yeah. Pinky's out.
But no, it was the tackle box, that bait shop restaurant type deal that we were talking about.
Oh yeah, my underground bar.
I'm still keeping it secret because I think one day that that'd be when I described it to the Hang Loose boys, I added more and more things to it that like made super sense, like in an awesome way that I'll tell you about later.
Yeah.
Because that's something that we should one day, the tackle box. Radolph 71 too. Oh, Rays, Corner Sports. I was just thinking Corner Sports now changed their name to be like all the other ones.
Yeah.
And they finally the signs up and they've converted the Corner Sports to now Rays Marine.
Nice.
And that just goes along with all the other ones they own. I just thought they were going to keep that one separate, but they decided to change the name. But yeah, I got off subject there. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with it. I just all of a sudden jumped to 71. That's where I wanted to put it, right off the highway there. I think that'd be a perfect spot for the tackle box.
Absolutely.
Got to find the land.
Yeah, drive through. You know what's always, when I was living in Kentucky, they had drive-through liquor stores.
They still do down in the South have drive-through liquor stores.
Do they?
Actually, not even that far south.
I know that there used to be one in Eveleth, Minnesota.
Yeah, I've
always thought, man, that'd be so.
I think there is one in the city. I don't remember where. Somewhere I traveled in the last 2 years, there was one. Yeah. And I was just like, you don't have to get out of your vehicle. No. Now, you don't actually drive into the liquor store, but you drive into a port, like a car wash deal, and then someone's at the window.
Yeah.
And you tell them, I want a Captain liter.
Just like you're ordering a Big Mac.
And then they throw it in your vehicle.
But how cool would that be?
A drive-through liquor store. That's
drive-through bait, dude.
Oh, drive-through bait. Okay, I have
we gotta stop talking about that, or there's some millionaires that's listening to this.
That's what I'm saying.
That wants a free sticker is going to steal.
I'm not going to say the drive-through bait, but I have something that correlates with that. But we'll talk about that after. But yeah, so end of season, it's not done, but it's done for me for sure. I mean, I still have some shoots to do, but I guess if a lot of people are thinking of slowing down on the ice fishing, getting their boats ready. I have a bunch of people Snapchat us and they're like, oh, thinking of getting the boat out, and they're in their garage. And it's like, if you're willing to make one last trip, head north. Head to Lake of the Woods, the Bemidji area.
Right.
Head to Winnipeg. Head to Manitoba. Take one last good trip before the end of the season. And then after that, you might have fished everything out of your system, and you're like, now I'll wait till opener. You know?
I don't mind that little downtime where ice isn't safe to go out on anymore, but there's not enough open water. I don't mind that. It's kind of a nice little like, all right, I'm that kind of person. Like I can't do fishing 24/7.
Yeah.
I will end up waking up one day and going, I'm done with it. Snapping all the rods and being like, I'm going to find something else to do. I'm just that person. Yeah. And so it's nice to have that little break. But before get the boat ready, you got to put away your winter stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's important too. Some of the things that I do, like for my portable, do the classic. I rinse it out, wash it out.
Because the last thing you need to do is wait until next season to open it up and smell what she left in there.
If you got some minnows in there and they'll bake out, the stink will eventually go away. I've had that happen, man. Like, what is this?
I know multiple people that...
It's a fossilized chub.
A fossilized little goby fish. Last time I have ran into multiple people where they're getting their ice fishing stuff ready the next year, and they open up their thing, and there's a dead sucker in there that they left.
That's a little bit big to stink out.
Well, it's the same thing with like bow fishermen. We did that too. Like one slipped into the cracks, and then you're like, "Where's that smell coming from?" You're like, "Oh, there it is down there." You pull out like a sucker from like 4 weeks ago, which is disgusting because it's baking out in the sun. But yeah. What's some more things you do to prep?
Well, I get her good and rinsed out, and I make sure it's super dry because you don't want any mildew in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that. Once it's super dry, I'll let it sit out in the sun, get nice and dry. Pack her up nice and tight, and I throw, a handful of dryer sheets in there. And then I put the cover on, and then I store my house at my parents' place out in a secondary garage. And so I take duct tape and I tape around where the cover meets the tub, and I duct tape the hell out of that. Just keep mice out of it. And supposedly the dryer sheets will keep mice out of there too. And so far it's been working.
Now, you were talking about like getting mildew and stuff like that. Like if it's obviously you don't want to store it in a wet place.
No, and you don't want to be too quick to like, all right, put her down, and then you've got all that wet fabric sitting on there, and that's when mold will start to form.
So you want to, if you're gonna do anything, take care of. If you
Give
want
yourself,
it to
spray that thing down Friday after work, get her good and washed out, let her sit out there till Sunday. If it doesn't rain, if you got a clear forecast, let her sit out there. Take all the little plastic windows out. That's the other thing I do. I bring those in the house in my old, I don't know, I just store them in my parents' wood room or something like that. Take the windows out so you get airflow through there.
Yeah.
And another thing I like to do too is I check all my nuts and bolts on hinges and all that kind of stuff. I'll grease the poles up, that type of deal. It's almost I'm putting it away.
Trying to get it almost as brand new and fresh, because the last thing you need to do at the beginning of a season is have broken stuff.
And we have a good friend that when he puts his stuff away, it's literally ready to go. First ice.
Are you talking about Brewer?
Yeah. Like when he's like, you might as well.
Yeah.
You got to take the time to clean it up. You might as well.
Do
any little mods you want to do.
Talk with Brewer, and when he said, "Yep, I'm getting out, gonna go ice fishing, and my buddy's coming out with me, and I'm ready to go at the landing at 5." And he's like, "Oh, 6 o'clock rolls by. Oh, the other guy's like, I'm still getting my gear ready." And he's like, "I put my gear away last year, ready to go for the next year. So all you have to do is pull it and go."
Right.
And I like the idea of the dryer sheets. I was thinking mothballs, but that's just smelling weird.
They're a little potent. Dryer sheets are nice, man. You got
dryer sheets,
and you got like a half a dozen different flavors, man. You can pick whatever you want.
Yeah. So
I know some guys that'll throw a little, one of those little pine tree deals in there.
A little air freshener.
Like black leather.
Black
leather.
Yeah,
my fish house smells like leather.
That's the black ice.
The black ice one's good.
So you wash it, clean it, dry it thoroughly, take the windows out.
It's sometimes, let me rewind a little bit. Before I even start washing it, I go through and, like I said, I tighten up nuts and bolts and lube things.
Grease it up.
Do any sort of little repairs on the tub if I have to. Patching holes, that kind of stuff.
Clean out the garbage.
And then
3 weeks ago.
If I want to do a little modification, like I want to do this here, like I want to bolt in. Plano makes like this tub with a lid. They're super tough.
Uh-huh.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to back out some of the screws that hold, or the bolts that hold my Hyfax kit on, and I'm just going to bolt that sucker right in. Now I got this nice compartment I can just put stuff in, snap the lid on.
Good to go.
Good to go.
I just watched that commercial for that Flex Seal.
Yeah.
The spray. And it was like 2 days ago I watched it, but I just thought of it when I was thinking, obviously, like, let's say Eskimo, like, they come with the runners, and that the new Grizzly tub is durable and awesome. But I was wondering, what would it be like to spray Flex Seal on the bottom of a tub?
On the inside? Yeah,
Both.
Do it on the inside.
Both.
I would here's the thing. I don't know how well that would adhere to that plastic. This plastic's oil-based.
But you could try. I mean, it's a can? But obviously you're spraying on your
that
stuff.
might be a good idea, too, because it would prevent a lot of stuff from sliding around if that stuff holds up. Yeah, I've thought about rhino lining.
Yeah, if it's like a grippy feel, that could be awesome for the inside of the tub.
And what's cool now, like, you can get that Flex Seal in white. You can get it in gray, black.
Yep.
I know like roll-on rhino liner stuff, bed liner stuff. You can get that in all kinds of colors.
It'd be interesting because that stuff's durable and it could take a beating, and you could throw stuff in there. Yeah, stuff might not slide around. That'd be interesting.
That's
so if anyone wants to try that, let us know. I kind of like it'd be worth going and buying a cheap tub. Just a pull behind sled tub and spray it in and out just to see how it would take on that specific tub.
Yeah. To
see if it's even interesting. Then you're out $15-$20. You got a little tub and a can.
At one time, I was going to take vinyl car wrap, which is super tough stuff. I'm talking the stuff that goes on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to line the inside of my fish house with that stuff, white. And I was talking to the guy, and he's like, man, that's a great idea. But he said, you're going to have to use some chemicals to get it to stick to that plastic because that plastic is oil-based. A lot of that plastic, you stick a sticker on there, you can walk up and it should peel right off. You know what I'm talking about, Steven? I heard a chuckle over there from the corner.
Chuckle from the corner. Yeah, I know what you're saying, because it's a waxy plastic, or at least some of them.
And it's if you want to do any modifications, like putting up lights and all that kind of stuff, or making storage compartments, and that's a great time to do it instead of the fall, because in the fall you're going to be in a hurry. The weather's a little colder. The spring, you're not in a hurry. There's still, unfishable lakes because of ice, but yet you can't drill them. It's warmer. It's a little more relaxed. You're like, I can really think this out. I've got all summer, but I can really think this out. So that's the time of year I like to do that kind of stuff.
And then you duct tape it and put it somewhere safe, not wet. Now, what do you do with your auger? Do you put new blades on it?
Nope.
Fresh start?
I don't put any blades on it. I will sometimes, if I remember, I will spray my blades down with like a silicone spray, just to keep rust off.
That is one thing I would say, rust.
A lot of people like to put Sta-Bil in there, and that's a good idea. I don't. Just every time I go to my parents' house, I start my auger.
So what if you weren't going to start your auger and you were actually going to put it away for, you're going to get all the gas out type of thing? Well, stable it.
Yeah, Sta-Bil is a good idea.
Change your spark plugs, anything like that.
Take the spark plug out if you want, or disconnect it. Don't really have to. You know what? Most ice fishermen, they kind of have a personal relationship with their auger, and they're like, you know what? I want to hear her run. And that's always a good idea. Let her run for 10, 15 minutes every 3 weeks to a month. That's all I ever do. Of course, I run synthetic oil through my auger as well. And speaking of augers, I saw it on Target Walleye. I made a phone call. There was a little video. This dude up in Canada, I think, had 6 years ago, according to this video, he chromed out his auger blades, his auger bit.
I think I saw that.
And the snow melts right off of it. When you chrome something, it gets pretty hard. There's no chips. You don't have to worry about any chips or rust. And the final thing he said, it looks badass. And I would agree.
Did he dip? He did like a dip?
He brought it to a chroming place, and they had it chrome plated. And it's not cheap, my friend. I called.
Interesting.
It'd be about $350 to chrome out
an already auger. You have to buy the auger, and then.
And I could maybe shave about $100 off if I strip all the paint and stuff off my auger bit right now.
You could probably do that air. You could go to some place that has that air that
sandblaster.
Sandblaster, and sandblast it all off. And that wouldn't be much time effort.
But it's a little bit of an investment. But man, I think it's a super cool idea. And I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some chrome auger bits after that video.
Interesting.
Yeah, he chromed them 6 years ago. He's a guide up in Canada. I can't remember what his name is. But if you just Google chrome laser bit on YouTube, you will see this. It's not very long, but man, it does. It looks super cool. But the functionality of it, I would have never thought of that.
For the melting of the ice and the chips. And
no snow ever sticks to it.
That would be nice for when you're up in negative 30 degrees in different places.
And then you know how an auger bit looks after a couple of seasons. Paint starts to kind of chip off. You get the little rust spots along the edge of the flute and everything. Yeah. Be pretty cool. Pretty cool.
So that's on the Christmas list.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Dude, and then I loved my F1 rocket. I absolutely loved it. It's a great auger.
Yeah, after a season of use.
I have one complaint. The gas tank on that dude is tiny.
Because it's the fastest auger out there, right? So
well, I don't know. It's light. It weighs the same as an ion.
Yeah, I mean light wise, yeah.
Yeah,
one of the lightest.
But it cuts really fast. But it's like that. For a gas auger, it's only 22 pounds. I love it. But man, I'm already thinking if I could rig up some sort of tank I could wear on my back. I could trip. Because years past when I had the Z51 8-inch Shark, man, I always have 1 gallon gas can for not for the season, but that's what I carry to fill up my auger. And I can remember fishing hard for 2-3 winters, and I'd only go through 2 gallons. And I'm on my 4th gallon with this.
A little bit bigger bigger tank.
Yeah, a little bit bigger tank. Well, and even holes, like with all the ice we have, like Lake Bemidji's got around, it had midwinter, it had like around 30, 32 inches. And out of that tank, I could only probably get about 25, 30 holes. And that's because we have unusually thick ice. Bemidji doesn't hardly ever get over 24.
Yeah.
So
it's been a cold year.
It has been a cold year, but man, what a great auger, and I just want a bigger tank.
So, you, for your auger use, you just run it once every 3 weeks for 10, 12 minutes, just because you like to hear per. But other people, if they're putting it away, you're gonna. I would say the same thing. Keep it out of a wet place so it doesn't rust.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're running that Sta-Bil, you're gonna leave some gas in there.
Yep, a little bit of gas.
Yeah, and then you pour a little bit of that Sta-Bil in there, and then run it for a little bit, and you should be good to go.
Yeah, and then let's say motor, like for the resort, we take the spark plug off. I don't remember the
fog it.
Yeah, fog it, and it shuts down.
Yep.
And yeah, you're pretty much good. I always would leave a little bit of gas in there, throw some Sta-Bil in there, fog it, change the spark plugs. It's not a bad idea every year to have new spark plugs, and it's not bad every year once you finish, depending on how much you fish, to take your blades off and put new blades on it so you're ready to go. Keep it out of a obviously wet spot, and it's a motor. You got to take care of a motor, you know.
Yeah, and this is the time of the year too when I start playing the auger gas game. Because I don't want to
put too much in.
Fill her up and I go off for one last trip and I got a full tank and oh man, now I got a half tank. That's not good because
that forces you to go out one more time.
Yeah, it keeps forcing me out there. But with the synthetic that I run in there, that SaberTech, I don't do any of that fogging or Sta-Bil. I just run it. The Sta-Bil, what it does, it just kind of like keeps your gas from going bad.
Yeah.
But it's still not good. Like even when I go and pick up my boat, I always tell those guys when I do my spraying deal, change the oil and lower unit and all that kind of stuff. They always ask me, "Are you running non-oxygenated?" Yep, sure am. Is that gas from last year? Yep. We'll take it off your hands. And the guy told me, he's like, yeah, that non-oxygenated gas is the best gas to run in these outboards. I got a 4-stroke Merc, and he said, man, that stuff's usually not very good after a couple of weeks. I'm like, geez, really? I've never had a problem. He's like, yeah, it can happen.
It can happen. So come get new gas.
And I kind of trusted the guy because he was an old crusty dude.
He's seen
full
some
of
stuff.
knowledge. One
he's
of those
seen
guys.
Some stuff.
Yeah, he's been around, man.
He's been around the block.
Yeah, he's dealt with bad gas many a times. I'm
yeah,
sure.
He's a bad
both
gas
personally and with outboards. He just seemed like that kind of guy.
What do you do with your rods and your tackle? Probably the last question. What do you do with those at the end of the season?
I'm gonna get ripped and mocked and ridiculed and be like, I don't do anything. The line that I have on there now is 3 years old.
Just throw them to the side, color a day, throw her in a box.
I got
them in a case.
Little rod rack. I got rod racks up on the wall. I put them up there,
See you
ready
next
to
year.
go for next year. It's plastic. It's monofilament.
Yeah. Some people change out their lines. Some people put them away.
If I was a
put them
tournament
away.
dude and there's money on the line, yeah, I'd probably put a fresh line on there, but I'm not. Just a regular dude.
And what do you do with your tackle? Just
I use the tackle all year round.
so
there's been times in the summer. Bluegills are finicky. I'll bust out ice jigs.
For some people, making sure you clean the containers out, clean them up, make sure they're not rusting or anything like that. But if you're using them in the summer for panfish and stuff, then absolutely, it's just you're continuously using them.
Yeah, just because it says ice jig doesn't mean it's straight for ice.
Yeah.
And there's lots of times, and now with tungsten, being it's so small but yet heavy, be surprised how far you can cast that stuff. I do spool up fresh line on my open water rods, but like for my ultralights and stuff for pan fishing, I've been using ice line. I've been buying up spools that are like on sale super cheap because they want to get rid of them.
Yeah, ice fishing stuff.
3-pound Berkley micro ice casts like a dream. It's tough. I've had really good luck with it, man. All summer long. Mm-hmm.
Ba-boom.
No memory. It does not coil in the summer. Man, it's dynamite. My secret's out. Crap.
You're telling people secrets. What's some highs and lows ice fishing season?
Highs are about 4 days after I get cortisone shots in my knees, feeling pretty good about life. Lows are when those shots wear out.
Lows are when the shots wear out. I could see that.
Man, let's see. Lows. I'm kind of disappointed in myself on the burbot hunt this winter. I just didn't have it in me. I was like, meh. And then plus we got a bunch of snow at the worst time. It made driving out on the lakes really hard.
I've rolled the snowmobile twice on that trip.
Twice within 10 feet.
Twice within 10 feet, I rolled the snowmobile.
within that 3 minutes.
Yeah, unfreaking real.
Yeah, we had.
Yeah, there was a lot of snow for that one.
Yeah, and then after that snow, man, it got cold. It got really cold. We had a really cold winter. It was tough.
Yeah, this winter honestly kind of sucked.
Yeah,
but
it was
for weather wise, I mean, we need ice for ice fishing season for the show, and I'm happy we got that, obviously, so I can't be negative about the whole season, but it's just cold, and that's why I'm excited for summer fishing. But you said for a low would have been the fact that you were just disappointed that the eel pout trip you didn't catch more.
Oh no. I caught
I
got the one, and I got the big one.
The big one. Yeah, but like what's
No, I'm just talking about that whole eel pout season.
The eel pout season
that I've traditionally done over the years.
Because usually you hit it harder than I feel like you are.
I do. I go out and I get my 3 or 4 to eat, and then I go on a pig hunt.
So I feel like you've gone maybe from what I know. That's just what I know. Maybe 3 times, 4 times, 3 times, 2 times,
Twice.
2 times. And this is one of them things like usually in season you're out
every night,
almost every night. Yeah,
work starts to suffer because I'm not worth anything. Dude, what's wrong with you?
And one of the eel pouts went during the day.
Yeah, which that was a high point at the same time.
So it's one of them situations where what could you have changed to make? I mean, obviously you can still go. You've got a month, right? We still have ice fishing here, but what would have changed?
Be really hard to catch right now.
What would have changed for you to have that not be a low? Because every fisherman has a low.
Somebody
for the
bought
season.
me a snowmobile.
So yeah, you did go.
I'm addicted to those things again. And
2 of the trips you went out snowmobiling. You're like, man, I love snowmobiling.
I'm driving.
Yeah, I'm taking.
You're sitting in the back. I'm driving.
Because every ice fisherman has, if they get asked the same question in your ice fishing season this year, what was your lowest, and why? So what could you have done to made that? Was it your knees that was killing you, or didn't have ambitious? Or?
I had a really, really rough winter this time with my knees. It's just, I'm a year older, and the arthritis is getting worse and worse. And I even went and talked to an orthopedic surgeon about replacements, and he doesn't want to do it, man. Doesn't want to do it right now.
Not old enough.
Not old enough. And he said, "Well, I'll put him in there if you really want it." And I said, "Well, I really do." And he said, "Well, let's just run the series of cortisone shots for a little while." And the problem is my bones aren't porous enough for the cement to grab hold. He said it'd be like putting Elmer's glue on a pane of glass. It'll stick to it, but you start putting some force on it, and it's going to come loose. Because what they do is they slice your bone, and then they put down this cement, and they put the plate on there, and then they put some screws in there. And I wasn't kidding when I said,
"That sounds horrible."
Hey, man, when they cut that, and you're making the holes for the screws, put a few extra holes in there for the cement. Make some pockets, man.
Yeah.
I won't care. I'll be out.
Now's the time to get it.
Do it to it, man.
So what age did they say you could do it?
Well, I got at least 10 more years.
Jeez. Because I talked to you a bunch this year. You talked to Mike, talked to probably other people saying how troublesome your knees have been to the point where you don't want to be doing stuff. And that's for you to have to wait that long. That's horrible. So
I live every day on a pain scale. I live every day in like an 8. I have for years.
I get you some CBD gummies.
I haven't taken anything, man.
True.
I just I Clint Eastwood my life, man. I get up in the morning, I grind my teeth, and I'm like, let's get her done.
I'll put an order in, one day ship it.
How about some like thoroughbred steroids or something.
So that's your low, basically, is hoping that your eel pout season would have been a little bit more of a deal. What's your highest? What was your highest?
I have one more low.
Everyone's got lows.
I have one more low. I'm going to blame it all on two things. My knees and Andrew Kraft. I'm calling him out. I love the guy. But we're fishing, and I've challenged myself. I want 9 Minnesota Master anglers in a calendar year. I've got one, got my plaque, boom. So we're out, and we're doing a little crappie pan bluegill deal. So I get this crappie to the top of the hole, and it's a tank. It's a pig. I need 15 inches. This fish was that. I know.
I think you told me this story.
And I'm trying to get down there. My knees are just, because I've been.
Yes, you did tell me the story.
Sitting, and I'm reaching down, and the hook pops out, and I know Andrew's right to my left because I can see him out of the corner of my eye. I'm like,
grab it.
I'm like, dude, grab it. And the fish is gone. I'm like, and he's standing there with his phone. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I was filming it. I'm like, filming me losing a fish? That's awesome.
That's so cool, dude.
Back down the hole I went, But that's kind of it's not really a low, but it's kind of a bummer.
A bummer, yeah.
But it was funny at the same time.
So does he still have this video?
I think so.
I'm going to have to ask him, see if we can't see the video.
I have it too, because I had my GoPro running.
What are you doing? I'm filming it, dude.
I just watched that clip.
I'll have to see it at some point.
Yeah, I'll have to dig that up for you.
So what was your high for the season? My high was everything was safe. The whole season of me being on the ice, and I still have a few more shoots on the ice, but it was all a safely type situation. There was no problems. Nobody got hurt, and it was safe. And that's literally like we're out on Manitoba, or in Manitoba, and we're driving back in the snowmobile. And I'm like, all right, we're driving back to the resort, and I'm driving, and we're going through slush pockets and all this stuff. And I like groomed trails for snowmobile riding. I don't like going through 3 feet of snow and hitting slush pockets on the sled, and you got someone behind you or gear behind you and all this stuff.
Yeah, you need a new gear basket.
He's going to change it up next year.
Trim that thing down a little bit.
And I'm sitting there. I switched snowmobiles and told Will to drive that one. And I'm behind him, and Nancy's behind me, and I got a normal snowmobile at this point. And I just see that thing tipping left, tipping right, tipping left, and he's hitting slush pockets. And I'm like, oh, my God. But every single time we were coming off the ice in Manitoba, I was like, psh, day 2 complete, getting off the ice safely. Day 3, and then it'd be like, oh, one more day.
Right.
All right, heading out on the lake. And I literally said this out loud in my head. And then we're coming back, and I'm like, woof. We successfully did this. Now we just have to drive home safe. 14 hours, Right. 14-hour drive home is you're sitting there thinking, well, anything could happen, especially hopefully we don't hit a snowstorm while we're driving, etc. And so my positive high for ice fishing this year was everyone was safe. And we completed what we needed to do to complete season 3 of Fish Addictions TV. My low, I only have one low for the ice fishing trip, and that was the fact that at one point this season, we went to a location and we left without an episode, which is not a bad thing because it shows that stuff doesn't happen, but we had to quickly scramble, figure out where we were going next and how we were going to fill the gap.
Yeah.
Also, my other low would have been the fact that episode, one of the episodes when we were doing the Bemidji thing, that one of the episodes was a rerun. And it was a technical issue.
Oh, yeah.
The Bass episode ran 2 weeks in a row, and it shouldn't have because we had the next episode done and complete.
Right.
And that was a low, too. Those were two lows for my season.
I was sitting in the glacier when that went down. That was tense moments. I've never seen
so many
iPhones come flying out of pockets and text messages flying.
Phone calls. Calling Fox Sports North. We're calling Tyler, our editor. We're figuring out. Is it not only doing it in Wisconsin, is it doing it in Minnesota? Why did this happen? Emails later.
Yeah.
And finally we got it all situated. But those would be my 2 lows. So what's your high?
My high would be I got to fish with some new people within the Fish Addictions crew that I hadn't ice fished with before. That'd be Andrew. I got to ice fish with Evan. I'd fished with Evan before, but that was up on the Rainy River. That was super cool. I got to fish with Will. That was awesome.
Got to fish with some new peeps.
Got to fish with some new peeps. Another body of water that was kind of fun. Our what was it? Episode 3, the backwoods bluegill deal.
Yep, episode 3.
Yeah, that was really cool.
We got to drive a snowmobile.
Well, yeah. Besides that, I mean, here's a lake that I had previous history about. I'd never been to, and it was previous history from an outside source. Another friend of mine who doesn't even live in this area, but his grandpa used to live on that lake.
So there was only like 2 or 3 homes on that lake.
Yeah,
from what it looked like.
Yeah, and that whole area I've been eyeing up, and I've always wanted to get back there, and that was really fun.
It was cool to be able to do something like that.
Let's see.
Well, I would say part of your highest success right now is you're challenging yourself to do that Master Angler program deal.
Yeah.
And you got one, you still have more ice fishing and then open water.
Yeah, and I got to thank Trent for that, because he, for like the last 2 years, I post a picture of a fish, and he'd, like within, at least an hour, oh, it's Trent. Hey, man, what's up? And, he'd send me a message. Is that a line class record? I don't know. Is that a Master Angler? Probably. I don't know. He's like, dude, you should start doing that. It's really fun, and it's a cool challenge. And so this winter, he finally was like, dude, you got to I'll be there for your first one. It's like, ooh, thanks, Dad. And
thanks, Dad.
Yeah, man. It got me fired up to do it. And
challenging yourself to come up with
just a personal challenge. I'm not. I want to get at least 9.
Well, you've got 1, and I know you've got more than 1 before, just haven't been turned in.
Yeah, well, and then I started looking at the list, and I'm like, oh yeah, 21-inch largemouth. Gotten multiple over that. The walleye is only 26 inches. But here's the thing. I was just talking to the boys at Northwoods about that. Northwoods Bait and Tackle. And there's a challenge within that walleye one. Do I go up to the Rainy River where my odds are, it's not a guarantee. Yeah, there's no guarantees in fishing, guys. But the odds are better for me to get a 26-inch fish there. That, to me, is kind of the easier route. Or do I want to challenge myself and not get it from the Rainy River, but like maybe Lake Bemidji, Big Turtle, somewhere here. So I'm trying to figure.
It's not the biggest of deal.
I don't want that one to be, Rainy River, predictable.
Yeah, where'd you think?
But there's lots of them I look through, and I'm just like, yeah, I've done that. There's a couple that are going to be tough, and that's bluegill. Bluegill is one that's, you need a 11-inch.
Big bluegills are hard. They're not
11-inch, man.
They're not easy.
I only have like a half a dozen bluegills under my belt in my lifetime that are 11 inches or better.
I have a good idea that I think you're going to be able to crush some of that stuff, because I know when you put your mind to it, you're going to get some stuff done.
Man. Yeah, matter of fact, I'm super excited because tomorrow after
and you're filming them, right? Or
yes,
trying to?
I am filming them.
You're trying to film them?
That leads into I've kind of revamped my YouTube channel, and one of the playlists is Minnesota Master Anglers, and I'm going to try to film each one of them. Along with
just like a GoPro shot, a POV
me catching
shot
the actual fish,
catching the fish.
I'm gonna get it on the board. Be like, yeah.
So if you want as much proof as you want, here's the proof in the video, and it's just gonna be some fun. Yeah, they can start with Minnesota mastering, and then it can branch out into other things, and see where it goes.
And I've always been the kind of guy to be like, yeah, I really think there are state record fish swimming in our waters.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. The big ones, everyone thinks the big ones in the lake. Like
you got to. Well, otherwise you're not fish. You don't fish.
Yeah, these 3 lakes out here, I guarantee there's big fish for any state record. You just pick one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Walleye, I mean.
To me, there's always that one. Like, I honestly believe that there is one bluegill, at least one bluegill.
I'm going to agree with that.
That's 2 pounds out there.
I'm going to agree with that. And what did you say for bass? What bass is?
21 inches.
Yeah, I guarantee that's just laying
This is
out
the
there.
lake that I'll probably do it on.
It's just laying up
I
there.
also have another lake in my
waiting
back
for you.
pocket that I can go to fairly soon, but I got to catch it in season. But, bowfin, I'm going to stick to my weird stuff, but I'm also going to go after game fish. But I'm going to try to knock out those rough fish ones pretty quick. I'm looking at the sucker ones, and I'm studying my sucker identification. Because I know big ones are called red horse, but there's like 3 different flavors of red horse.
Yeah.
And also it's like, oh, man. And that's where my buddy, our last guest, Scott's going to come in handy. Dude, how do I tell
use him for your advantage?
A greater red horse from a hog-nosed red horse or, a white sucker? Yeah, those are going to be tough.
Use the book to your advantage.
Book of
knowledge.
Well, I have that. It's a great big thick blue book. Fishes of Minnesota has all of our game fish, rough fish, and minnow species identified in there. But I just don't want to lug this big ass book around with me.
Yeah, I can hear you there.
But yeah, and that's just a little personal challenge.
What's your YouTube stuff you're working on?
Well, I have that Minnesota Master Angler playlist. I have another one where I found a bunch of old videos I'd done where I had like the long rocker hair and float tube fishing, a little bit of bass fishing on there.
We've talked a lot about like people working on their social media, right? YouTube's social media, Instagram, Facebook, the whole works. And basically, you're revamping your whole YouTube page. You basically started fresh, and you're like, okay, I'm going to try and do as many videos as I can, professional videos, fun videos, vlogs, just you doing
a lot of vlogs,
master anglers,
a little glimpse into my everyday life.
Just to kind of push and help yourself, personal self, in the outdoor industry.
Well, not only that, like, I kind of want to, I grew up with photo albums. And I always, I go to my parents' house and I start looking through them, oh, here I am at 8 years old. I'm like, man, I wish I had video of that time. Like, as I get older, like, I kind of sort of remember.
Kids nowadays have the option to
their
see
lives are
themselves
documented
everywhere.
digitally.
Photos
and so,
and
like,
videos.
I'll always have this YouTube channel, and Ellen, when she's 25, can be like, yeah, Dad, I'm going to watch your YouTube channel, and 20 years from now, I'm sure YouTube will still be around or be a thing, and she'll be able to go on there and be like, "Hey, here's my dad's life in video," and I can hear him talk. And not that I'm saying that I'm going to die or anything, but you know what I mean.
Well, and when that time comes, they can look back on.
Right, I just kind of want to document my life, and it's out there, and well, see now. I want to use YouTube too as kind of like my social media. I recently deleted Facebook off my phone. It got to be too much. I couldn't, people, it is what you make of it. Yeah, it is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
When you start scrolling through and you get, it's just ads and ads and ads and agenda. You're wrong. You're dumb.
Politics,
you're this.
Yeah.
Like,
let's snort a condom. That's the new thing.
Yeah, even that kind of stuff. Like, you know what? And here's the cool part. I didn't delete my Facebook. Like, I posted, hey, I was restarted my YouTube channel. If you want to follow me, you go there and
subscribe. Is YouTube live now?
Huh?
Is it live now?
Yeah. You go there, you subscribe to it, because I'm not going to go here and say, hey, come over to my... No, I'm not going to do that.
If you're going to update your life, you're going to update it in a video on YouTube?
Yeah.
Like heading to get a haircut type deal? Instead of posting a status, getting a new haircut, you could just be like...
Maybe.
Check me out, guys. Get a haircut.
If I decide to do something pretty insane. Like I'm working on a tattoo appointment. I'll probably document that.
I want to get another tattoo.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go against what Jim said. Jim Richter.
Yeah.
I'll get that big jig head on my neck. It says Jig Life. And then
Jig Life.
The Jig Life.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim's going to call me after he hears this. Anyway.
I have...
But yeah, I said on there, I'm not going to come on here and tell you that I posted a new video, so you just go over there and watch it and I get the one view. I want subscribers.
Yeah.
I want people, I don't have to have that, but it would be nice. I don't want to get, I still have Messenger on my phone because there's a lot of people I talk to that don't have my cell phone number, and that's totally fine.
How many
with me.
times do when we text and then we'll message back and forth?
Because you know what? You are terrible.
Yeah, I know.
It'll even be like, he read it, and then he's on Messenger, so I'll just copy, paste, send. Oh, hey, dude. Like, what's up with that, dude? Steven's backing me up on that. But
I'm bad when it comes to people getting a hold of me. When I'm home, like when I'm on the road and stuff, like this thing's always right there. But when I'm not on the road and I'm like home with Oliver watching TV or just chilling and hanging out, and I hear the phone beep, or I don't have it on sound, it's on vibrate, and I have it plugged in or I have the bed. Like I have no need to go to it. Everyone's here in my house.
Right.
And I'll check it periodically. And Mike's like, you never answer. You never text me back right away. And I'm like, well, I don't have it sitting right next to me. And if I do eventually, and sometimes I'm on my computer editing, then boom, I hear my Messenger pop up, my phone sitting, 10 feet away. Then I'll jump on Messenger because it's right there. But yeah, I suck at it. But I want to know what's in that package.
Oh, this has been killing me, dude.
Because he walks in here with an Amazon Prime package, which he overnighted, paid the extra $42. Nope, $3.
$3.95. This product was $39.99 or $39.95, whatever. It was $40.
And you come walking into the podcast, to the studio, and you say, "Hey, I have this, and I'm not going to tell you anything about it, but I'm going to drop some hints, but I'm still not going to tell you." So I don't know. I
haven't even opened it. It's not opened.
It's going to be like one of those unboxing videos. All right, so if you're listening, we'll eventually say what it is, but you can watch them.
And I'm no Lou from Unbox Therapy. I'll tell you that. Yeah. I love that channel. I spend more time watching YouTube than I do Netflix or Hulu now.
He just opened up. I watched a video of him open up a cell phone. It came in like this gold. It came in this big case, and there was like 7 cell phones in it from like some Japanese company,
like Huawei or something.
And I'm like, and he takes.
There's
some
really. He does some really like. I've never heard of that phone, but man, is that thing BA?
Yeah, well, you see him like do a studio tour, and he's got like boxes upon boxes of stuff that get shipped to him daily.
He's got a. Well, he recently moved. They got like this warehouse. That's all it is. Yeah. So let's try to get this sucker open. What do you got to open it? Are we just gonna go tear into it like
tear into it like a?
Okay, I'm gonna try to do this without embarrassing myself. It's all plastic. Ooh, there. Perforated for my joy.
They might have some way to open.
I know what it is, but I haven't physically held it. Oh yeah, I was dropping mad hints. Okay, this comes from a very reputable outdoor company.
Which is?
Gerber.
Yeah.
Gerber. Knives, like multi-tools, that type of stuff. They recently... I
think I saw this on Facebook.
They just came out with...
some fishing...
A whole line of fishing stuff.
Yep.
And I got right here in my hand.
Yes, I did see that on Facebook.
The line driver. Hold it up there for the cam.
Line driver. I did see that on Facebook, but I didn't click into it.
6 functions on this bad boy. It's smaller than I thought it would be, but it's perfect. Here's the functions, and this is the Gerber line driver line management multi-tool. There's a spinning hook vise. There's a tether ring, eyelet cleaning spike, hook threader, scissor snips for braid and mono, and a split shot crimper.
Boom.
And of course,
what else did they come out with for tools?
Oh man, they've got a.
They said 15 different tools.
12.
They just came out with.
There is
because they're into like knives and stuff, right?
Right, knives. What's cool about this is the scissor blades can be replaced. There's little screws, and you can replace them. It locks. You'll just have to go check out the. Yeah, it locks partially closed, so that like you could still put it in your pocket,
but you're not going to cut your.
Right, but you're not going to cut your fingers. But you can have it clipped to your side, like your pocket. You can just run your line through it. Yeah, man. If you can get those zip ties off, I'm super pumped about it.
One's already off.
I have like 2 or 3 sets of Gerber multipliers, and I love them. So yeah, they got this line driver. They have like a lanyard type deal. Like, you remember the janitor, how he said that key ring, zip? Yeah. Yeah, and it was retractable type deal. It's something like that. All right. And they've got a fillet knife that's pretty wicked.
Pop the holes in.
And let's see what else they got. They have a thing called Gutsy for cleaning fish. Again, they have some scissors. They have some of your like pliers. That type of stuff. No, they're like legitimate like pliers. They're like designed after like a brake on a motorcycle. They're ergonomics like that.
So at some point we're going to have to come back and ask you how it was on your first couple times of use. But for anyone out there that likes Gerber's products that deal with hunting or filleting or cutting or whatever, hacking down a bush. Who's the guy that's
Bear Grylls?
Bear Grylls, yeah. I guess check out their fishing selection. They got 12 different things. I'm interested to see what else they have. Hashtag Hello Trouble says on it.
Hello Trouble?
Hello Trouble.
Yeah, I'm super psyched. It's lightweight and, the one side spins.
Keep the line in the water. The compact dual-end line drive has everything you need to simplify line management. One end rotates to quickly tie knots and clear eyelets. The other end features a crimper hook threader and a scissor snips. A pocket and tether point keep the tool secured for easy access. Got
super psyched, man.
6 different things, plus a pocket clip.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, awesome. I mean, that's a pretty sweet little deal. I'll have to check out the other ones. The other 11.
I want darn near the whole collection, but
how much was it?
This one was $40.
Oh yeah, forgot you said that.
Yeah,
and I could see it looks high quality. It looks like a camping high quality type feel, and of course their brand is not cheap, so I could see why stuff's going to be expensive.
But I'm always.
What's the other thing you got over there?
This other thing here, I've had a couple of these years ago, but they got lost.
This is like our tech tip. It's but live. We have two things.
Kind of, yeah. This is the Unhook'em, and you can find this at www.unhook'em.com, and so, it would be un as in UNHOOKUM.
So it's like the cold snap
similar
plastic that goes into the fish's mouth to unhook the.
Yeah, it's got a little twisted stainless steel tip, which is really unique, and it's small but long, so you can get into. It's designed a lot for panfish. The guy his name is Terry Geiger. He's a fly fisherman out of Florida, and he fishes a lot of panfish and Oscars and stuff like that. And he was always destroying his flies by reaching in with hemostats or pliers and stuff. He was always squishing them and stuff. What you do is you push this in at the bend of the hook right before it goes, right where you could see it goes in the fish's mouth, and it kind of snaps on the hook, and then you give it a quarter turn clockwise, push, and it pops out. But the cool part is the hook or jig comes out with it.
So if a fish like a bluegill just destroys the bait, it gets lodged way down in the throat, you can use that tool to not only unhook it, just like the cold snap one, but you can actually push and twist it, and not only do you pop the hook out, you actually get the hook is locked into that, and you pull the hook out.
It's not dangling around, and as you pull it out, get snagged up.
He needs to make one of those, but just retractable now.
Well, yeah, kind of, I guess.
Just a little smaller.
But here, check it out. It's just like holding a pencil. You got a lot of control with it. I've used them before. Like I said, I had a couple of them, and I lost them. I don't know what happened to them. So I reordered it. It was like $16, $17.
Unhook 'em.
Unhook'em.com. Right out of Florida. Got a nice little high-vis lanyard on it. I'm super psyched. Especially for pan fishermen. He did make one, or you can do bass hooks with it, Probably not your big flipping jigs or anything like that, but those hooks aren't that delicate. You start getting into ice jigs and flies and stuff. You're using light wire hooks. These will really, really save that. And it's just a cool little product. I'm glad I reordered it.
Yeah, that's too awesome. Cool. And no, we're not.
No, we're not sponsored by
or
any
paid
of these
by
guys.
Any of those. We
Nope.
he just ended up buying them, and we think they're cool. So we want to show you guys. I think they're both pretty cool. I like the unhook them thing though.
Yeah.
Not because when you pop them into a fish's mouth, it then have you ever unhooked it and then when you're pulling it out, it gets caught somewhere on the other side of the fish's mouth.
Right. Exactly.
This way, it locks in and pulls out.
It's especially bluegills. Their mouth is pretty small. Even on like a 9-inch fish, if it's buried down in there, you're like sticking your finger, and you can really do a lot of damage. This, and maybe I can shoot a little bit of video on how to use this and send it to you.
Yeah.
For this, I know Unhook 'em on their website. They got videos for it, and it's pretty cool. If we had a foam cup here, I'd totally show you because we got some jigs over there. Just like.
Oh, yeah.
Or we could, why don't we just have Steven lay down on the table? I could put a jig way down in the back corner of his mouth, stick her in there good.
And just pull it out. Show how it works.
Done.
So you have also on here my fishing opener plans, but can we save that one for the next podcast that we do?
Yeah, because I don't know what I want to do.
That's closer to opener,
I'm
too.
not that kind of guy. It's like, I can't sleep before opener. I'm like, whatever. I'm still going to go out at 3
Are you out at midnight?
No.
Yeah. Not one of those guys.
No. Second shift fisherman.
You have last thing on here, keeping the fishing goals moving forward.
We already kind of talked about
that.
Yeah. We kind of had a lot of stuff on here.
Oh,
What's our time?
An hour and 11 minutes.
Wow, really?
Yeah, we crushed it. More of a chill, laid back one. We do have a grip and grin by Josh Kracha. He sent one in. He's one of the Fish Addiction staff, but I could save it for next time, or I could drop it real quick. You want to
save it for next time?
Save it for next time.
Maybe we'll end up doing that Matt Damon, Jimmy Kimmel thing with Josh. Oh, didn't have time for his grip and grin. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with that, I don't know. Are you familiar with that whole thing?
We'll
I
do
love you, Josh.
We'll do Josh's grip and grin next time that we do a single podcast. Also, if you have grip and grins, basically fishing stories, send them to us on Facebook, and then I'll direct you to obviously email it to us at brokenlinepodcast@gmail.com. Our website is now
it full function?
100% full function, mobile and regular. Basically, I think we kind of maybe talked about it in one of these podcasts, but it's 100% operational, so you can, if you're not on social media or Facebook and you want to listen and you aren't subscribed, which you should subscribe to all of our stuff, YouTube, Facebook, and our normal stuff. But, iHeartRadio, we're now on. I don't know if we've said that yet either. iHeartRadio, we're on now, as well as all the other places that we're on. But you can jump on here, and it's kind of like a blog style. So
cool.
The newest episode's always going to be at the top.
Okay.
At the top of the list.
Are we going to have anything like I get the urge to write once in a while? Are we going to do anything like that?
You can.
Could we post pictures to it if you wanted?
Yeah. So basically, instead of posting a new episode, you can post a photo in its place, or it's kind of like the blog style, but it's
right.
You can.
I'm
click
just wondering if it's going to be how interactive it's with.
It's basically.
With us.
Oh yeah. So
for us,
however much you want to do for it. So basically, the new episodes get up there. And it's got the SoundCloud link and the YouTube link, so you could listen to SoundCloud or watch it right there.
Okay.
It doesn't have any of the other stuff. If you listen to it on a different application, then you're probably hopefully getting those updates already. But basically, it's just the one-stop shop for listening and YouTube. Yeah. It's not going to be super operational because you can go to YouTube or any of those other apps and listen. It's all right there. We're eventually going to have our store items on there, like clothes and stuff like that. Which
that's going to lead me into this next thing, and I can't remember if I told you or not.
I don't know,
but I have a buddy. I went to college with him. I think he's in East Grand Forks. I think I'm going to look that up right now. He is an artist, and there he is right there. I'm not going to drop his name quite yet. But yeah, he is in East Grand Forks, I believe. It doesn't say on here. I thought he was. Either that or Fargo. To me, those two places are the same. Anyway, I will go ahead and drop his Instagram handle. It's Sketch Morty on Instagram.
You showed me that guy before.
We're doing a new Broken Line logo, and he's working on it. He's swamped right now. He's doing some art for some Comic-Cons and that type of stuff. Uh-huh. But I sent him in 3 concepts. I haven't shown them to you. They're going to be rad, though.
I was waiting for you to send me those a couple weeks ago.
Dude, you got to have more surprises. That's the problem with you camera guys, because now you can like look right at the back, be like, oh, it's a great shot and all that sort of shit. There's no suspense left.
Yeah.
But trust me. So we're working on a new logo.
On a new Broken Line
before
logo.
Anything's final, I will show you what he's done, and then he will make some changes, But
perfect.
It's not going to be 100%. Dude, there's no logo, and you're like going to be like, oh my God.
There's so much.
Why is our logo a smiling cheeseburger? Be like, that's because of what it is. But no, that's not.
So we're doing a new logo where our website's 100% up to date with the Broken Line podcast stuff and the
and that's why I'm holding off on
stuff.
the shirts and stickers and that kind of stuff.
So but I'm thinking in the next definitely here in the next 2 months or so, we're gonna have clothing, stickers, random stuff with our name on it. We're going to get a whole new logo. Our website's done, but I'll update the whole new logo stuff. I would say don't forget to follow us on YouTube, social media, Facebook,
if we can get
Instagram.
Tide Pods custom colored our logo colors.
Probably.
It'd be badass. You can wash your underwear with Broken Line Tide Pods.
we could get underwear with Broken Line. Right on
I know we could. You can get anything you want in this world, man.
Yeah, I know. But it was an awesome podcast. We crushed it. Again, our Broken Spatula stuff has been doing awesome, and it's been fun to do. And we'll do another one here soon. But besides that, do you have anything else?
Stay greasy.
Stay greasy. I'm Aaron.
I'm Patrick.
And this is
The Broken Line. What about you, Steven?
And then there's Steven.
Should we redo that?
He wants the Broken Spatula.
But we're on the Broken Line.
We're on the Broken Line.
It'd be more fun to watch Broken Spatula
live. Oh yeah, you can come over for a Broken Spatula one of these times, and then you can eat some of.
Maybe we'll do Maybe we should do the Broken Spatula live. And not even put it on YouTube.
I want to do a little bit more research on getting the GoPros to be live.
Yeah.
Once we can get the GoPros to be live, which you can.
Yeah.
I'd like to set up 2 GoPros, film it.
Should we hit stop on this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Broken Line Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.